on Kuf Amid Aleph on the bottom. Today's Kuf Aleph. Mishnah, Kuf Aleph Amid Aleph. Kuf Amid Aleph. Mishelo Shos Acha Bailo Shlosh Chodoshim. Okay? A woman did not wait 3 months after her first husband died. Or it could be, let's say it's not a Kohen. She was divorced, she didn't wait 3 months. V'nisis. V'yolda. Ven Yodua im ben Tisha l'Rishon and ben Shiva l'Achron. Right? You don't know who's the father child is. Hoyel obonim min harishon, obonim min hasheni. She had children from the first husband, the second husband. Right? And now, this questionable person dies. Not a question of who are the brothers. Right? Are the brothers from the first father the brothers, or the brothers from the second father the brothers? Chotzen lo miyabin. To give chalitza not yibum. Why? Okay? Well, firstly, because if they're not only fathers from not the father, then they're related through the mother. We're talking about the same mother. V'chein hu lahem choletz lo miyabin. Same thing, for the same reason. Hoyelo achim min harishon v'achim min hashenig shlo b'oseim. Right? Let's say they're all related through the father, not through the same mother. Right? Who choletz umiyah? He can do whatever he wants. Either chalitza yibum, because either it's what? It's either who choletz umiyah. V'heim echot choletz echot miyabi. You want to do me a favor? Tell Steve Pearl to keep it down. Okay. Let's say one father was a Yisrael, one father was a Kohen. So now you have a question. The child that's born, is he a Kohen or is he Yisrael? Correct? You following? Howard? What? You hear the question. 100%. Right? He can't marry a divorcee because he may be a Kohen. So he has to marry a woman who's qualified to marry a Kohen. He's not permitted to contaminate. Why? Because he may be a Kohen. Let's say he went and contaminated deliberately. Right? You don't give him malchus. Why not, Howard? It's not a malchus. It's a question. It's a question. We don't know. Because right? Because he may be a Kohen. No, he doesn't pay Karen either. He doesn't receive a portion, goes to the granary, they won't give him. Right? Why? Because he may not be a Kohen. He could sell truma, and the money says, why? Because it's almost rare, because he may be a Kohen. Let's say we're talking about his mafresh truma. He ties his grain, he could sell it. He doesn't receive a portion of Kodesh Kadoshim. But if he has something, right, they can't take it away from him. This is in by Behemoth Chulin. You have to give certain portions to the Kohen. He can retain them for himself. If it's a Bechor, he lets it graze till it gets a mum, and then he takes it for himself. He has the stringencies of a Kohen, the stringencies of a Yisrael. Meaning, Kochim he can't eat, but yet he has the stringency of a Kohen. That what? That he can't marry a Grusha. Can't be contaminated to the dead. What about if both fathers were Kohanim? Right? Husband A was a Kohen, husband B is a Kohen. So therefore he's definitely a Kohen. Okay, so what are the restrictions? Hashneim Kohanim who onein aleim. He's an onein. He's not permitted to do the avoda if the burial is going to take place. Made onein olav, and let's say he wasn't buried yet, so both fathers are owning him. It's a suffix. Who ain't him? He can't contaminate to them because only the 7 closest relatives. They may not. We don't know who his father is. And they're not permitted to contaminate him because it may not be their son. Who ain't a Yorish Osam? He doesn't inherit them. Avalhem Yorshim also. Upotir Al makos al kilos. If he hits his father, he's potter, because his kohen may not be his father. He curses him. When again? Curses the first time. Curses him.
Yeah. No, because he may not be.
No, we don't know who the father is.
Yeah.
He curses Reuven and Shimon. We're not sure if Reuven is the father, Shimon's the father. So it's Asura Sofeg, Lo Shmei Asura, right? Because he needed forewarning to be put to death. Al Koloso Shel Zeh v'Shel Zeh, right? Ole b'Mishmar Shel Zeh v'El Shel Zeh. He officiates in each of the mishmar of each of the fathers. Ve'eno cholik, even though he officiates, but he doesn't get a portion. Im hoyu shnei mishmar echad, but if they both were part of the same mishmar, notel chelik echad, he receives one portion. Not chelik doesn't mean little portion. A portion, one portion. So the Gemara says earlier, dafka michlitz b'yevumi, right? If one of the brothers dies, he what? First chalitz is given, then yibum. Ava yivumi b'reishalo, but to give yibum first, not why? The kapoga bivam l'shuk, right? Let's say he dies. The question, brother. So they give chalitza. After chalitza, then the other brother could do yibum. Okay? Omer Shmuel asor kohanim. Now this is interesting. Okay, this is where we left. This is Gemara Ksubas. Asor kohanim ha'umdim. You have 10 kohanim. The real kohanim. And one of them separated himself from the group and had relations with this woman, not in marriage. So we're not sure who the father is.
Right.
So an illicit act was done, a sexual act. He was not married to her. So what is the status of the child? The father is definitely kosher kohen.
Right.
Okay? So it says Havlat Shtuki. He's classified as a Shtuki. Murder says my Shtuki. Is it that what? We don't let him inherit with his father? We don't even know who his father is. So what do you mean he doesn't get a share in the inheritance? Right? We don't even know who his father is. It's understood? We don't allow him to officiate as a Kohen. Even though we know factually that his father is definitely a Kohen. We don't allow him to officiate as a Kohen. My time, why? He and his progeny after him. So that means you have to be able to identify the zera with the lo, with the father. So since over here we can't identify with which father, although we know the father is definitely a Kohen, but since you can't identify with which father, he cannot officiate. Since we can't connect the child with the father, he's not qualified to officiate. No. He's a kosher. He can eat truma, but in terms of avoda, he can't do avoda. Well, his children can, because his children could identify with him. Okay, we'll see. The Gemara is going to say this is all rabbinical. It's all rabbinical. Maskov Rav Pop Elamiato Gabi Avrom says by Avrom even dichsiv lios lechol elokim ulezara achrecho. Right? It says and his children after him. Now, what is it for his children after him in terms of what? Because here we're saying he's a Kohen, but we're saying for officiating. So maybe that's all. Lo means, right? Over there, what does it mean? Hosa Maiko Mizole Rachmona. What does it say? The Torah is saying he will be your God and for your children after you. In regard to what context? That a Jew is not permitted to marry a shiksa or a shivcha, because otherwise you identify, the child is identified with the mother, not with the father. That means it has to be zarecha achrecha. So if you go with a person that goes and fathers a child from a shiksa or a shivcha, it's not zarecha achrecha. Mas beisvei, rishon roi lius kohen godel. It says over here, if you have a question, who the fathered the child? Was it the first? Both fathers were kohanim. The case we discussed yesterday. A woman, she was married to Kohen A, and let's say her husband died. And then she married Kohen B before 3 months came. So we have a question. Was the first Kohen the father or the second Kohen? It says this child, we're not sure who his father is. He could be a Kohen Godel. Yeah, because he's definitely a kosher Kohen. So what do you see over here? Even though you can't trace, you can't identify who his father is, you see that what? That he's a full-blown Kohen. He could even be a Kohen Godel, right? Someone asks, how could it say in the Brisa that we could class him as a Kohen Gadol? He's qualified to be a Kohen Gadol. It's not Zar Muchas Achrov. You can't trace his pedigree to his father. Voleko Zar Muchas Achrov. On that versus Rabbanon. That we said before, that if you have 10 Kohen and one goes and has relations with a woman, that the Kohen cannot officiate, that's a rabbinic law. Asmach the Balmum. When did they disqualify him from Avoda? Biznus. That's only if it was the context of it was an illicit relationship. They weren't married. Benesuin lo gozer Rabbanon. Here it's married. She didn't wait 3 months, but the man married her. No, but it was within the context of marriage. Therefore, the rabbinic disqualification doesn't apply. Therefore, you can even be a Kohen Gadol. Someone says, "Biznus mi gozer Rabbanon." The Chacham say biznus. He's not qualified to be a Kohen. But Tanan says, a woman who did not wait 3 months after her husband passed away, she got married, Violdo, and she gave her my achabaylo. What does achabaylo mean? It says, does it mean ilem acham mises baylo? Does it mean after the husband died? Onin alehem. Terrific. It says that the son, who's a question, he's onin alehem. What does it mean? That means no, that means what the child, the father is alive. So the question is, how did the woman marry the second husband? So there's only way, he had to divorce her. So if he had a divorce, that means, what is he? He's a cholo.
Right.
So he can't do that vote anyway. Right. So that's Gemara's question. It says, Vehim onin olav, and they're owning for him. Bishlam hu onin alei mishkach slo b'nesuin. The shenik. V'likad atzomos tekamo. You could have the case, the second one was married, right? The first man passed away, the second one, well, likad atzomos tekamo, right? That's how he won. Now, what's the halacha? We had this in Moed Katan, Norman. Let's say you want to exhume a body. The person died years earlier. You want to exhume the body and bury it elsewhere. The day that you exhume the bones, the person is considered an oning. Before it's buried, before it's reburied, he's an oning. So you can have a case. The man's father died years ago. It's a question: is he from the first Kohen to the second Kohen? The man died. They exhumed his remains. So now there's a question: could he officiate? It's a suffix. It may be his father. He's an oning. But the second man dies again. It's a question. He may be an oning. But the question is: but how do you have the parents? Elohim onim olav hech mishkach. What's the case? Both Reuven and Shimon, the two Kohanim, when he dies, they're onim. Why are they owning? So how did she have a child from the second person? That means both parents are alive. The question of fathers are alive, and the kid died. The son dies, right? So it says both of them have to conduct themselves as if they're owning him. The first one died already. Otherwise, how did the second one? She couldn't be divorced because then the child is a suffix cholo. Ella begrusha, so she must be a divorcee. So it means after her husband divorced her. It says humatami lahem. Lo. It says he could contaminate to them, but they can't contaminate to him, right? Aim the tami lohem, vehem aim the tami lo. Bishlam hein aim the tami lo l'chumra, right? They can't contaminate because it may not be the son. Right? Why? The whole chad v'chad dilma labreu. Because each one, it may not be that person's son. Elo hu ein metami lehem amai. Bishlam l'shein lo lit mi le. Right? The second one, I understand why he can't contaminate himself to. Right? Because he may be the son of the first one. Elo risha lit mi le. He should be able to contaminate the first one. Why? Mimonav shach. Ibrei hu shapi komit le. If he's the son of the first one, he could contaminate her. The bar basrahu, and if he's the son of the second one, shabaka matamilo d'cholulu. If, of course, his mother was a divorcee, she's not a Kohen. Yeah. If he's the son of the first one, he could contaminate him. It's his father. And if not, he could also give him contaminate because he's not a Kohen. He's a cholo. El la biznus. Here the Gemara says, speaking about a woman is not married to either Kohen. She had relations with Kohen A. And she did not wait, and then after 3 months, and Kohen B marries her. So now we have a question: who is the father? So she's not a grusha. She's a kosher woman. So the child that's born is definitely kosher. It's a kosher Kohen. Who was the father? Was the first man the father, who had the illicit relationship with her, or the second one the father? So we're not sure. So we say both fathers, right? Both of these men, if the child dies, neither could do the avoda on the day that he dies before the burial. Why? Because it may be his son. right? And
Does the second one have to be married, or could it also be?
same thing, same story,
Could be the same.
same thing,
Okay.
right?
Good.
Okay. Ella biznus ma'acha bailo. Acha boala. Baila means after she had relations. The boala, the one who Tony saved, ola b'mishmar, shalzer, v'shalzer, and she what? You won't pass me the tissues. And she says he could officiate in the mishmar. Both fathers, he could officiate each of the mishmarim. But the question is, we just finished saying if a child comes about through znus rabbinically, we disqualify them. I say, how could he officiate in both? In both mishmarim, the mishmar of father A and the mishmar of father B.
They're both common.
But we just said, but if it comes through znus,
Right.
rabbinically he's disqualified.
Good.
Tiyufta de Shmuel. So first this refutes Shmuel. It's a tiyufta. Because Shmuel said before that rabbinically, if a woman, we're not sure who her father was, as a result of znus, what's the halacha? He's disqualified. Over here, we're not sure, right? That's what we said. She had relations with husband A, not husband, Mr. A, and Mr. B, and we're not sure who fathered the child. So it says he officiates in each of the mishmorim of each of the men, each of the watches.
Okay.
But you just told me rabbinically, if a child comes about through znus, and you're not sure who the child is, we disqualify him because he's zarim yuchas achrav. Rabbinically, he has to be able to identify with who the father is, which you can't do that over here.
But
Right?
by the case, they're both kahanim. So does it matter?
That's what we're talking about before. That's Shmuel's halacha.
Right.
That's what Shmuel says. By a Kohen, you have to be able to trace his lineage to the father.
Right.
And here you can't. And yet it says in the Mishnah that he officiates in both of,
So in other words, he is doing it.
even though you can't trace his lineage,
Right.
although it's nus.
One or the other, but yet they're both kahanim, and you would say that's why it's officiated.
No, it's nus because it's outside the realm of marriage. It means illicit.
Listen,
It is nus. Mea chuz is nus. I understand that. He could have had from both. Both was nus. Both.
so should you.
We're saying now, either the first one not, and the second one was not, or let's say she didn't marry the second one. She married the second one. But still, it's a suffix. It's a suffix nus. Suffix nus. Right? No, but still, we disqualified. Because we teach it like Dora. Omer Rav Shmaya, B'manis, was speaking that she was married to woman A. She was a katana, so it's only rabbinical marriage. After, then, she goes and she walks out on him. So rabbinic marriage is retroactive as if they were never married.
Right.
She was married off by her brothers. She was less than 12 years old. That's a rabbinic marriage, right? Where the father doesn't marry her off. It's a manis. Versus me, manis, mikayolda. How could she? Then there's not even a question. If he had relations when she was less than 12 years old, she doesn't conceive. She can't give birth. Why? The three women who could use contraceptive. Ketana, a minor muberes, a woman's pregnant. Umenika, a woman who's nursing. Ketana, why? Shemet is arbe v'tomus. Because a child, if she becomes pregnant, she will die. Muberes shemetase ubrasando. Menika shemetigmalis benova yomus. Because she was pregnant, she's not going to be able to lactate any longer. Vezi ketano, and what is ketano according to Brisa? What? Mibas achas esri shon of yomechad, abashtem esri shon of yomechad. From the age of 11 till the age of 12, this is the time she becomes pregnant. But because she's still a child, she's going to die in pregnancy. Pochs mikain, but if she's less than 11, oh yes or okay, mishamesh kedar kavolechs divrei meir. Before 11, there's no way she can conceive. And after 12, you're in safe territory because she's mature enough, she's not going to die from pregnancy. Chachomim omrim, echod zeh, v'echod zeh, mishamesh kedarko. Neither are permitted to use contraceptive, even when she's between 11 and 12. Why? Volechas umin hashamayim yirachmu. Hashem will have rachmaris, shenem Hashem psoim Hashem. So, if that's the case, it can't be menace. Can't be menace, correct? We refuted Shmuel. We wanted menace. We said, menace, he married a minor. But it can't be. Why? Why is the minor? Because she can't conceive from the first husband. So, my answer is B'kedushay Tos. It's similar. Let's say the first husband married her on a condition. It was Kedushay Tos. And it turned out, lady finds out, she had a problem. She had a problem. That means, so retroactive, the marriage was not a marriage. right? But when he married her, was it just an illicit relationship? He didn't have an illicit relationship with her. He married her, he had cohabited with his wife. Later we find out something which undoes the marriage. Right? He thought he was married Leah, he ended up it was Rachel. Or some other reason. Okay? Rabbi Yehuda Mishmuel, Rabbi Yehuda Mishmuel, Mishum Rabbi Shmuel, V'lo nitfos asura. It says, when is a woman considered an adulteress? Hilo nitfoso. If she wasn't forced, it wasn't a forced rape, a married woman, right? That's when she becomes adulteress. She's not permitted to husband. She wasn't grabbed. Hod nitfoso, muteris. Then she's permitted. Of course, she's not an adulteress. She was raped. You have another case where even where she wasn't forced, she's permitted to the husband. Meaning she was married to Mr. A on a condition, and later was found out who was that, and she had relations with another man. She's not an adulteress. Because since it was a conditional marriage, and later the condition wasn't met, so therefore the first marriage was nulled. Null and void. Shafilu b'no mukrav al kseifa b'me'eres v'lechos lo. Yeah. So therefore, as a result of this, since she had the child in a context that wasn't znus, okay, it says hayu shneim kohanim. If they both be kohanim, both fathers were kohanim. Ton rabbanon. It says in the Mishnah, if he should hit one or the other, either one, then a chayv misa. Right? Because it's a suffix. If he should curse both of them, also not. Let's say he first hits Ruvain, and then hits Shimon. They're both, and it's a question, each one could be his father. Kilel zeh v'chos v'kil zeh. Cursed one, then cursed the other. You're on the next page. We're on 101. 1 second. Shneim vasachas. What about he hits both of them simultaneously? Takes one rod, slams them both simultaneously. So you can't say he's definitely hitting his father. You can't say it's Asura Sofi. He may not be hitting his father because it's one or the other, but he's hitting both simultaneously. Hiko shneim vasachas. Excuse me. Kilo shneim vasachas. Hik shneim vasachas. Chayev. Tanakam says chayev. Why? It's not Asura Sofi. Rabbi Yehuda Omer. Rabbi Yehuda says vasachas chayev. V'zechas epoter. Yeah. Vasachas yichayev. Yeah. Again. Kilel shneim vasachas, hik shneim vasachas chayev. Rabbi Yehuda Omer vasachas chayev. V'zechas epoter. No. Tanakama says whether it's one after another or simultaneously chayev. Because Asra Sofik Shmei Asra. Asra Sofik Shmei Asra. But here we're talking about, but if Rabbi Yehuda says only you have to both simultaneously. I votan Rabbi Yehuda Omer Potter. Right? The Vasachas, Rabbi Yehuda says even Vasachas you Potter. Right? On that, the more says Trei Tanoi Alibid Rabbi Yehuda. It's a Machlokes Tanoim. If he hits, he takes one rod, slams both fathers simultaneously, wounds both of them simultaneously. It's an argument among Tanoim. What did Rabbi Yehuda actually do? My time demand the Potter. I mean, if he hit both simultaneously, why shouldn't it be chayev? According to one opinion, he's not chayev. Right? What's the difficulty? No, what's the question? I want to hear how you understand it. What's the question?
So if you do it both together, if it's a contract situation, it would be an issue, and one of this and this would be. But here, he's saying that both together, you're puppet.
So what's the difficulty?
It's the opposite, the exact opposite of what we just said.
What's the difficulty? According to one, Rabbi Yehuda says if he takes one rod and hits both fathers simultaneously, he's potter.
Right.
But he definitely hit his father. No, he hit his father, definitely. Don't hit your father. With that one action, did he hit his father?
He hit both, right.
He definitely hit his father. He hit his father plus someone else, but he hit his father. Yet nevertheless, Rabbi Yehuda says you're potter.
And be it one by one.
So you definitely hit your father. It's only because I may not be hitting my father. Here you're definitely hitting your father.
And the other one is always 50-50.
Doesn't make a difference. Why is hitting the other one detract from that?
Yeah.
You're wounding two people simultaneously. No, because each one's asur sofek. Because when I give you that asur, you have to be doing a definite isur. I may not be doing an isur at this moment. But if he hits both simultaneously, he's definitely doing. He's hitting his father, definitely. Yet, according to one opinion, Rabbi Yehuda, he's potter. Somebody asks, why is he potter? Right? That what? No. Somebody says, my time at the potter. Omer Rav Chanina, nemer broch lamata. Broch means blaspheming. Right? Cursing. V'nema brocha lamalo. Over here it means cursing, blaspheming. Yeah. 1 second. Lamalo, one speaks about cursing a parent, one still cursing, being Baruch Hashem, blaspheming. Nema brocha lamato, v'nem brocha lamalo. Ma lamalo shein bo shutas, when you curse God. Right? Chas v'sholom. You're not cursing anybody together with God. It's singly, he's makala elokov. Right? Af, lamatok, shein shutis. When he curses, it has to be singly cursing. So even if you have the opinion, he's definitely cursing his father. So let's see, we curse these two people something. He curses both of them. It's not similar to cursing God. Because we're equating, B has to be similar to A. And we equate make to mekalel oviv. So just as regarding mekalel, it has to be individual. So too, the hitting has to be individualized. And since individual, it's not possible, so you're not sure which is the father. Therefore, even simultaneously, the halach is you're not going to be chayiv. It says, Vola Mishmar. The Mishnah says that what? That he officiates in the Mishmar of what? Of the father. Right? I mean, if they don't give him a portion, why should he officiate? Yeah, this. He said, Gemara is a good question. I officiate, I get a piece of whatever the korban is. We say, but since this may not be your group, you don't have a claim to receive a portion. He says, no, that's the case, I'm not officiating. You're telling me to officiate because I belong here. But yeah, when it comes to divide the pie, you're not giving me a piece of the korban. I'm not officiating. That's Gemara's question. Right? He says, I want to do the mitzvah. Right? Elo olo loktoni, elo ole, bal korcho. Ole means we force him. It's not olo. No, elo ole, bal. No, we force him to do the avoda. To do it. Omer Rav Acho, Bar Chanina, Omer Abaye, Omer Rav Yosef, Rav Yochanan, Mishum Pagam Mishpocha. Do you know why you force him? Because Pagam Mishpocha. Because since people say, something doesn't look good for us, you may be the son of a Kohen A. So if you don't officiate, what are people going to say? You know why? Because Kohen A fathered an illegitimate child. So it reflects poorly on the family. So therefore, we force you to officiate to show everybody that you're a qualified Kohen. Yeah. A woman has a relation with Kohen A, doesn't wait 3 months, says Kohen B, and now she has a child. We don't know who the father is. So it says he's forced to officiate in the group of the first father, a father A, although it may not be his father. But when it comes to receiving a portion of the korban, they give him nothing. Of course, they say, maybe he's not your father. So the man says, if he's not my father, why should I officiate? You know what the answer is? Because it's Pagam Mishpocha. Because it reflects badly on Kohen A. Because if people say, he may be the son, so why isn't he officiating? You know what the answer is? Because maybe he's illegitimate. Because he's the son of a Grusha. So therefore, to restore the honor of Kohen A, therefore we force him to officiate. When it comes to portion, something, even though you officiated, but you may not be his son. Understand? Both. Father A is a Kohen, but now, so it says he officiates in the Mishmar of Kohen A, and in the Mishmar of Kohen B, but he doesn't receive a portion in either one. Either one. And each one they could demand of him that he should officiate. One second. What? Because they say because only a Kohen who's part of the family receives a korban. He may not be part of the family. We're talking about he's a suffix, right? No, we know he's a Kohen. Kohen because he's either the son of Kohen A or that he's not a cholo, right? So they could have forced it. That they could force him. So the Gemara says, if you force him, so why don't you give him a piece? Two different things. One is because if he doesn't officiate, it'll reflect badly on the family. They can say he's a cholo. Not protect the children, to protect the family, the lineage of the family. Omer Avacha Bar Chanina, Omer Abayi, Omer Ravasi, Omer Rabbi Yochanan, Mishum Pekam Mishpocha. The reason that's why we force him to officiate, because of Pekam Mishpocha. Yeah. It says, what about if both fathers they've officiated in the same mishmar? Maishno Shnei Mishmoros, the low. Why if they're from two different weeks? Why not? Right? Doza law umatchi law, because each one says you may not be part of our group. Vaza law mishmora umatchi mishmore acher. Someone says mishmore echonami ozal hay beisav umatchi lei. When you have the same family, you have various families part of the same mishmar, but each family officiates on a different day. So if he's from a different family, they can also push him around. He comes on Sunday, and he officiates on Sunday. They say, Sunday, but you're not part of our group. Because you come back Monday. It comes Monday, so maybe you were part of Sundays. Right? Yet both people, they were from the same Mishmar and the same Beisav. He has a right to one portion. Right? Because he's a Kohen. Further. Let's say two brothers. I'll give you a case. Two brothers. Elozi Summer. Okay? Eloza marries a woman. It can't be two cousins. Right? He marries a woman, and then afterwards the cousin marries her within 3 months. So they're from the same Beisav. Not only the same Mishmar, but from the same Beisav. So if that's the case, he belongs in this group, because if Father A, he belongs here, Father B belongs here. See, he definitely gets a portion. He has a claim, because this is my place. But if he's not from the same Beisav, that's like Shnei Mishmoros. Each one says, today's not your day, tomorrow's your day. Okay? Truma but that has nothing to do with officiating. If he's a Kohen, he gets Truma. Of course he gets Truma. It's the same slot in the Mishmar. Right? Eloz's son, let's say they're first cousins. Yes, it's the same family. So yeah. It's made up of different Bati Ovos, but it's one Mishmar. A mishmar is made up of different Bati Ovos, but they're all connected from the same line. Okay, further. No, then he doesn't get a portion. No, we don't know where he belongs. We don't know where the father belongs. We don't know where the grandson belongs. The grandson will be in the same predicament as the son. They'll force him to officiate. Yeah. Same reason they'll force him to officiate. It's like, I force Howard to come on Tuesday. It doesn't look well for me. Where's he running? I can't make it public where he's running. I don't want to embarrass him. Right? Today, could I tell people where you're running? I'll say, no. Okay. Mitzvah's chalitza. Okay. When a person gets chalitza to his yevama, right, the release, b'shlosha dayonim, it has to be done in the presence of 3 dayonim, 3 judges. Afil shlosha hedyotis, even though they're not mumchim, they don't have that special ordination from Moshe Rabbeinu. It's a valid chalitza, right? Shlosha hedyotos, ordinary Jews, like money, same thing. Cholza b'minol chalitzoso kshero. Let's say usually when they do chalitza, they do with a sandal. Let's say they use a shoe. A shoe has like a top covering, and also it's soft. The leather is soft leather. A sandal is hard leather, and it's exposed on top. Kshero, ban pilo. What about a sock? A sock. No, a leather sock. Right, but it's not a shoe. Chalitza psula, because you need a shoe. Besando sheish lo ekev kosher. What about if the sandal has a heel? It's valid. Shein lo ekev posel. Doesn't have a heel? It's not a valid, because it's not a sandal unless it has a heel on it. Okay. Min akuva lamato. Chalitza kshero. What about a person? He's full leg. Let's say he's a partial amputee, and he's only amputated from the ankle down. That means the part of the leg is below the foot. He has a leg, right? And the shoe is attached to that stump. It's valid chalitza. She took the shoe off his foot. What about b'nei akuv l'mal? Let's say the amputation's above the knee. It's not valid, because above the knee, because she has to take it off his foot. Above the knee is the thigh. That's not the foot any longer. We didn't discuss.
He has one leg. You can always have
No, it has to be his right. Right leg. They can't be chalitza. She's stuck. She has to wait for the guy for him to die. Or if there's another brother who has, he does the chalitza. We're talking about where chalitza has to be given. Okay? So kshera min akuv l'mato chalitza psula cholza b'sandol shein shelo. Does the person have to own it? The one who does the chalitza, does he have to own the sandal himself? Has to be his sandal. Cholza b'chasandol shein shelo b'sandol shel eitz. It's made of wood or shell small biyamin. It's a left shoe, and they put it on the right foot. Chalitza kshera. It's a valid chalitza. Okay, they're valid. Right, correct. You don't have to own it. It's not like a get. The get has to be owned by the husband and has to be instructed by the husband. It's not that. Cholza begodel shuyochalach. Let's say the sandal is too large for his foot, but it's not so large it'll fall off his foot. He could walk with it, right? Maybe it has to fit exactly. Which beggar? Okay, right. There it has to fit perfectly. But we're saying by the sandal it doesn't. Cholza begodel shuyochalach or bekotn shu chofes rov raglo. Or let's say it's too small, but it covers the majority of his foot. Chalitza kshera, it's kosher. It's valid. Yeah? It's slightly too big, it's good. And it's slightly too small, it's good. So more asks a question. So Mishnah says, you have to have 3 dayanim for what? For chalitza. Then it says, even if they're ordinary people. If they're ordinary people, what roles do they have to dayanim? They're 3 ordinary Jews. This is Mar's question. If you say even 3 ordinary Jews, right? So what does it mean? What does it start? You need three judges. Judges has a certain official connotation, right? You had a question, Norman. Meaning they have a semblance of judges. Meaning there's certain psukim they have to call. There's certain instructions. They have to instruct the yavam, the woman, what to say, how to say it. That much they have to know. So they're not judges in the real sense, but they have to have a semblance that they know the protocol, what to say and how to say it. Tinid lo haton rabbanan. We learned in the Mishnah, in the Brisa. Mitzvahs chalitza b'shlosha shiyodim l'hakros kein dayonim. They know how to call out the psukim like dayonim. Rabbi Yudomeh b'chamisha. 3 is not. You need 5 dayonim. You need 5 judges. Now what's talking if it's 3 or 5? Okay. My time, Rabbi Yudomeh chamisha. My time. The Tanakam. What does Tanakam say? 3 is sufficient. Tanya. It says in the parsha of what of chalitza. It says zekeinim. Yeah. It says in the pasuk. Vim lo yachbo tzeish lo kachas ivimto. But also Yivimto Hasharo El Hazkenim. The woman, the Yavama goes up to the gate to the Zkenim. Now, what is the connotation of Zkenim? Minimally. 2. Zkenim is 2. Zkenim. Minimally. I say, I have apples. So what's the minimum of apples? Plural of apples is what? 6 or 9? Okay. It's 2, right? He's so serious, his mind candid. I love it. Yeah. Step ahead. Okay. Zkenim b'shnayim. Vein bezdin shokol musuyin leim orechot. But bezdin says you have to be able to go after the majority. So if you have only 2, 2 is not sufficient. So zkenim is in the context of a bezdin. So zkenim is 2, But you can't have two, because you have to be able to apply the principle of majority. So if we have to add a third, because otherwise you have a stalemate. Okay? Rabbi Yehuda says no. It says besides the kenim, it says in the pasuk, it says ziknei. It says ziknei. So ziknei shnaim is kenim shnaim. So that's 2 and 2 is 4. Vein bezdin shokol. You have a stalemate. V'sivin on echad. Harei kan hey. That's how you have 5. What's the ziknei? It says ziknei hey. It says v'niksho yivimto elov leni hazakeni v'cholzo nalo mi'al raglo v'yorko b'fonav v'olso v'amoro. Rega, where is it? Here. It says v'korolo ziknei iro v'dibro elov. The ziknei iro call him, right? They call him. So you have ziknei and zakenim. So that's 4. So you have 5. Somewhere says the Tanakh high ziknei my overlay. What does he do with ziknei? Tanakh says he only deals with the word zakenim. Zakenim is plural is 2. You add 1. But ziknei, which is also evidently uses for something else. Ziknei means even if they're not full-fledged elders, even if they're not full-fledged dayanim, they qualify for chalitza. Rabbi Yehuda had yotos mnole. So according to Rabbi Yehuda, if he uses ziknei for the number, because that's 2 and 2 is 4 and 5. So how does he know that even a hedjot, even an ordinary Jew, qualifies to be the dayan? Menole nafkle mileinei. It says me'enei. Domamar le'enei. What's le'enei? Ega vov. It says v'niksha yivimto le'enei hazakenim. The eyes. That means anybody who could see, even an ordinary Jew. Samar says my le'enei prat l'sumim. Right? We're coming to exclude blind if they're blind. Why? The Marshal say, if you have a case not here, a regular person on Sanhedrin, if he's blind, is he qualified to be a dayan? No. Right? And here it says we're excluding him specifically for yibum, for chalitza. So, he's being a regular judge, a regular dayan? Can't be. Because he's not qualified ever if he's blind. Right? So my prat l'sum miditzach le'eni l'mutei sumim, if we're excluding sumim, shmami no, dafil hedjotos. That tells me even a hedjit qualifies. Why? The solgadaito Sanhedrin bina, because if you need a bona fide judge, lama li l'mutei sumin. Why do we have to exclude sumin? But the Tani Rav Yosef nafka, we learn it from another source. Why? The Tani Rav Yosef kashem shebezin menukim b'tzedek ach menukim mikomum. Just as a bezin has to be above reproach regarding their integrity, right? Identically, they have to be menukim, that they don't possess any blemishes, any handicaps, right? Shenemar, it says in Aleph, it says in Shir Hashirim, Kulach Yofe Rayosi Umum Ein Boch. This is referring to the Sanhedrin. My beloved, you're kulach, you're all beautiful. You do not possess a blemish. That goes on the Sanhedrin. So what do we have to exclude for yibum? If they're blind, they're not a dayan. I know that from elsewhere, right? So evidently we speak. That tells me hedjotos, that even an ordinary Jew who's not, has no relevance to being a dayan, in regard to chalitza, if he's blind, he's not qualified. V'idoch, hula'ene my ovid lake. So what does he do? The other one who learns it from what? From ziknei. He learns hedjotos. What does he do with eine? My ovid lake. Ovid ahul l'deravo. Ahul l'chedravahu dosa. The omer ovid tzrichid dayoni l'merzi roket nofik mipuva di yivama. It says the woman, the widow, she spits in the presence of the yavam. Now the question is, the dayanim, do they have to see the spit coming out of her mouth? Visually, they have to see it, right? The konofik pum di v'dechsiv le'eni azakenim v'yorko. Says it has to be before the eyes of the zakenim, and she spits. They have to visually see the saliva coming out of her mouth. V'doch. So what has the other one noticed? He learns Eine is using to teach me even hedjotos. How does he know they have to see the saliva coming out of her mouth? Because nobody argues this. V'doch miboy lechadrovo enoch enami. Says enoch. We need Eine to tell me you have to see the saliva. How do I know? Hedjotos el hedjotos nole. According to Rabbi Yehuda, how do I know hedjotos? Nafkala mibi Yisrael. It says chalutz now be Yisrael. Yisrael called to, as long as you're any kind of Jew, even though you're not the advanced Jew, you're not the professional dayan, you're still qualified to be a dayan for chalitza. It says Yisrael, any Jew. What does he do with Yisrael? Rav Shmuel bar Yehuda. Yisrael bezin shel gerim. Yeah, this they have to be original Jews. They can't be a bezin made of converts for chalitza. They have to be original bezin. It's like we had earlier. A convert cannot be a king of Israel. It says bekerev achecha tosm lemelech. V'idach b'Yisrael achrina. It says Yisrael twice. V'idach m'boy lechatanya. Remember Yehuda pamacha soyinu yoshel fnei Reb Tarfon. Hear this? Reb Yehuda tells of an incident. There was a time we were sitting before Reb Tarfon. And if Yoma came to receive chalitza, v'omer lanu anu kulchem chalutza now. He told them to respond chalutza now. They all have to respond. Yeah. Yeah. Correct. Right. Yeah, but that's the chiddush. Even though here you don't need a regular dayan, nevertheless a convert doesn't qualify. A regular Sanhedrin's understood a convert is not good enough. Ordinary people, ordinary Jews. V'idach nikra nafko. Ela miyata v'karu shnayim v'dibu shnayim. So he says, if that's the case, if we go according to Rabbi Yehuda, he says you need 5. Because Ziknei and Zikanim is 4 and 5. He says, but it says V'karu, they called him. Right? It says V'karu v'dibru. So that's another 2 and 2 is 4. So if that's the case, you have 9. You have Zikanim 2, Ziknei is 2. Then it says, and they call is 2. V'dibru is 2. So how do you have added up? You have 8. So again, you should have to have 9 dayanim. Right? So Mara says, Hochanami the Rabbi Yehuda harekan tisha, the Rabban harekan shiva. That the Bezdin themselves have to call, say, Beis Chalutza now. They have to give the instruction. You can't have a Shliach Bezdin giving the instruction. What's it they speak to him? What do they speak to him? They give him good advice. What's good advice? They give him advice which is appropriate for him. What is that? Shem Hoyo Hu Yelid. These are kind of, let's say, a younger brother. The woman is old enough to be his mother. And she's the Yavama and he's the Yavam. The deceased has a very young brother. So they advise me, something, we advise you not to do Yibum. Because it's not going to work. The marriage is not going to happen. Okay? Hu Yeled Vizakeno. Hu Zokein He Yaldo. Let's say he's an old man and she's a young girl. Omro Maloch Eitzel Yaldo. They say, what relevance do you have to a young girl? Right? There's no compatibility. Forget about it. Maloch Eitzel Zakeno. Klach Eitzel Shikamosa. Go find a mate that's on par with you. Otherwise, there's going to be a disaster. There's going to be fighting here. You want a peaceful marriage. This is not going to work, therefore give chalitza. That's the Dibru Eilav. They convince him to give chalitza rather than entering into a Yibum situation. Omar Rava, how do we rule? Omar Rav Nachman, halacha chalitza b'shlosh. Although we have an argument, is it 5 or 3? We rule 3 is why? Hold v'sosel matana kavose, because we have a Stam Mishnah. We have a Mishnah that it says 3 and not 5. Just 2 seconds.
What happened to the argument now?
No, because we use that for something else. Yeah, because we say we're using it v'dibru. They can't use a shliach v'korot niyat. And also dibru, they give them advice. So now the Gemara says, why do we rule 3? Because we have an anonymous Mishnah which says 3. This Gemara is mamish, literally a replica of the Gemara in Kedushin. Because the Gemara says what it means. But you have 2 Stam Mishnayos, 2 to 1. What difference makes it? 1 or 2, it's the same. So the Gemara can include the same thing. Yeah? Okay, we'll leave this for tomorrow.